and today I'm going to be playing The Outer Wilds. Haven't streamed or uploaded anything in a long time, uh, but I figured I'm going to have a lot of fun with this game. It's relatively late, but I can't sleep. I'm just wide awake, so I figured screw it. I've been having so much fun with this game. Uh, as you can see, I continue, and I have like two different files going on. I'm going to start over because I decided I wanted to stream this. So I decided to start over, and I'm going to restart one of my characters pretty much because I'm really having a lot of fun with the build. And I don't want to just abandon it. So we're going to start with a new game. And I'm going to start off on normal, but after I leave the first planet, I'm going to switch to hard because the build is extremely powerful. I just destroy people. So I'm put on hard just to give it a little bit of a challenge. And the reason I don't start off on hard is because the opening area for my build, it does it's not fun to do. There's not very good armor on the starting planet, so the survivability is it's very low. I'm gonna die a lot, but like I said, once I get to the second area of the game, my character's just gonna explode and just be a powerhouse. So I'm gonna start off on normal. Leave all that as it is, and let's get started. So, oh, that was a quick load time.
Why stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars? Come to Halcyon, the only colony on the edge of the frontier, owned and operated by corporations. A trip of 10 short years will feel like mere minutes, thanks to the comfort and safety of your very own hibernation chamber. You'll wake up in a perfect society designed to maximize your productivity with guaranteed full employment. With only a minor term of service, you will become the master of your own destiny when you go out of this world to the Halcyon colony.
Hundreds of thousands of colonists left to drift out here forever, just to keep from damaging the board's bottom line. Disgraceful.
Alright, so the game jumps right into the character creation, and I love the character creation design, or a concept, like how when you adjust the settings, like I took my strength from average to good, the arm moves in the background. Because it's like as you build your character, it's him searching through the hundreds of thousands of colonists looking for a particular one. And whoever you just finish building or designing is what he ends up picking. Like that's the idea behind it. I love it. So now, for my character, I'm going to be playing a melee build. And the main weapon I'm going to be using is a science weapon called the Prismatic Hammer. It's an extremely powerful device. Now to maximize on it, I'm pretty much going to want my strength maxed out and my intelligence maxed out.
Oh, yeah. You look better than my anatomy chart.
Strength on very high because it's a melee build, so we want the maximum boost to damage that we can get, which is 30%. From your stats. Obviously with in-game items that changes, but so we need that. Now we need the intelligence to very high because it's a science weapon, and you get in with your science skill all the way up to 100, you get huge boosts in science damage. and science damage only affects science weapons. So it stacks up with my melee damage. So I'll be having, I'll do massive. Oh, my damage output will be massive. The other reason we want the intelligence to be very high is because of the with the science stat, also increasing it up to 100 minimizes tweaking costs.
It's like a catalog of mediocrity.
It lowers tweaking costs, so I'll be able to take my prismatic hammer and increase it as I level up throughout the game, because you can tweak weapons, but they can only be 5 levels higher than you. So I think I believe the level cap's level 30, so I can take my hammer up to level 35. So I think when you get it, it's like level 8. So it's relatively low damage compared to other items you're going to get later in the game. But since it's going to be the most powerful weapon I can use, and with tweaking it, it's going to be the most powerful weapon. Now here is where it gets a little weird. Charm.
Some people are rough around the edges. You're serrated.
Charm, I'm going to want below average. The main reason for that is because we still need to raise up dexterity. Now, this is where it gets a little odd. I got this build online. I wanted to make a melee build, and I looked it up, and I got it from the YouTuber Fudge Muppet. In his design, the dexterity is maxed out also, and the other 3 stats are below average.
You've run into your share of lampposts. Quick on the draw.
So it jacks up your melee damage, your melee speed, and your critical damage, and also your medical skill. But the one thing that I found is that he says that you want to increase the melee weapon attack speed to increase your DPS. My thing is this character is a tank, and the issue with that is I'm going to be 1 or 2 shotting most of these creatures, and with my high armor that I'm eventually going to get, I'm not going to be hitting most of these creatures more than once or twice. Plus, there's items I can get that increase my weapon speed as I go. So instead, I would rather have my dexterity to high instead of very high. Is it?
You tend to miss obvious cues, like incoming walls.
Now here's where I'm going to go off on my own a little bit, which I haven't done quite yet. Do I want to leave perception? Yeah, the companion abilities, I'm not worried about being low. I'm not worried about my reputation being hurt. Now with this build, I'm going to be using companions, but companions aren't going to be critical. They're mainly going to be a distraction, just so that I don't have a whole group of enemies attacking me at once. And I only want one companion in particular. The other companion I don't care about. I'm just going to have them because why not? It's extra firepower on my side. The only companion I actually care about is Vicar Max, because he has a bonus. Or one of his perks is a bonus that the whole party deals 20% extra science damage. So that's an even bigger boost to my damage output. So I want him. But I don't care about any of their abilities. They're not really going to be using them because I'm going to be the one that's pretty much killing everybody. Now temperament. This is where it gets a little weird, because some people might say they want the health regeneration. Plus, it gives you a boost to two-handed melee. Yeah, now this is where it gets a little weird.
You tend to miss obvious cues, like incoming walls.
Yeah, you see, because I'm going to be doing my main damage output is going to be power attacks, I don't really need the extra damage to headshot and weak spot because the prismatic hammer has an AoE, and the AoE will take out like 3 enemies at once. Like, so just, yeah, if I hit one, the AoE will kill 3 others. So I'm not going to be doing a lot of headshot weak spot damage, so you don't need perception really. But I really like the dodge ability. It's just fun to get around the battlefield and stuff, so that's something I would like to have without having to waste too many points on. And then obviously with this build, I'm going to be using heavy armor and stuff, so I'm not really going to be sneaking or anything. Which really sucks because I like playing with sneak characters, I like lockpicking and things like that, but those are actually affected, lockpicking is affected by my dexterity. So I think I'm going to keep it like this and go on. It's really hard because I want to turn up my temperament. Like that's one stat I like having high. I like having the medical and the engineering. I really like those, but oh well. Not with this build. Alright, so we have the 2 points to give, which will give us a plus 10 to that group of skills. Obviously, we want 1 going into...
Good. I need someone who can smack a little sense into this colony.
We want 1 going into melee. And then... I want... Why does that look so low? That looks like it should be higher than what it is. Did I hit something before? No? Yeah, that's right. Okay. I thought I messed something up. I didn't. In my tech, I want that to be high also for the science skill.
At last, a kindred spirit.
So, my character is going to be a smart guy that hits hard. I'm not going to be real good with anything else, but that's fine. Now, as you can see, your one-handed melee and your two-handed melee, your one-handed is actually higher than your two-handed. In the starting area, we're going to be using some one-handed attacks, and I am going to be using guns just in the starting area, because as I mentioned, this character's survivability is really low until I get the prismatic hammer. Once I get that, and once I start getting some heavy armor, I mean, God, it's insane. This character is like a 180. So I'm going to be using one-handed melee weapons with the guns here and there just to help weaken enemies, help pick a few off. That's about it. But oh yeah, no but. That's it. Yeah. So yeah, I'm starting with that. So go to next. We'll go to aptitude, and with aptitude, I noticed that things really don't matter. I think I'll take dodge +1 because, like I said, I like the dodge ability. I think it's really fun just dashing around the battlefield. One of my other character designs I've actually made like a run and gun character. He specializes with long guns, and I use the shotgun, and my dodge ability is up really high, and I just dash around the battlefield pretty much, and I just get up close and switch to the TTD, and just do headshots, and it's like one shot per person, and then once they're dead, I just go out of TTD and I dash away to the next character or to the next enemy. Like it's insane and it's so much fun. But yeah, I'm doing dodge +1. Alright, in appearance, I've been making males, so let's make a female. Let's see, the face. It's a bit creepy. I like that one. It's not much different from the starting one, but it's fine. Yeah, let's go with that. Eye color. Let's go with some green. Why not? I'm not going to mess with the facial features too much. Mainly because after you create your character, you really don't see their face anymore. Not unless you're in the menu. Let's go with hair. I think this is the one. Because they don't really have a lot of like good hairstyles. Or at least none that I personally find it appealing to look at. That one's not too bad. 26 out of 30. See, I really like that Mohawk one. This is the one I've been using for most of my characters I've made so far. But as a female, I don't know. Like, like some people are like, "Oh, that's sexist," but like, I don't know. I just don't like women that have the shaved head. I like women that have the long hair. But that's not much of an option in this game. What was it? Yeah, I kind of like how that one looks. So hair color, I'm just gonna kind of stop at random. And actually, yeah, let's just go with white. That's odd looking, but I like it. Eyebrow style. Let's go with that. Facial hair. I can give her facial hair? Huh. Features. No makeup. Dirt. Oh, Lord. Nah, no dirt. I don't like that. Scars. There we go. Let's go with that. I'll leave her age the same. So... I wasn't thinking. I was actually going to make it a male. Then name him like Henrik Irons, and it's a play on Henry Irons, which is the steel Superman from the Death of Superman, and he was actually the only one to not claim to be Superman out of the 4 Supermen that rose. He was just he just did it in honor of Superman. But he was a large dude that ran around with a massive hammer, and I think he ended up like tweaking it so that when he smashed it, like later on he ended up tweaking it so that when he smashed it, I think it did like special things, it had a shockwave and stuff. It was pretty much Iron Man, but with less missiles and lasers and just a hammer. Let's see, but that's who I was going to or I was going to name that character after him, but with a slight twist. Now I'm stuck because I'm like, oh, I need to name it, but the name doesn't really matter. Screw it. Let's name her Morticia. Morticia. All right. So we have the strength at very high, dexterity at high, intelligence very high, and perception at average. And that's to help with the dodge stat. And then perception or charm at below average, temperament below average, aptitude, factory worker, conveyor operator, which gives us a +1 to dodge. And these are my starting skills. Now it's funny if you look at it, my lie's at 1. Actually, my lie skill is at 0 because of my build. But you can't have a 0 skill, so they automatically give you a 1, which is hilarious to me. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started.
Looks to be your lucky day, my friend. Not likely, bootlickers. Initiate skip jump.
Status. Structural integrity down 25%. Power levels down 10%. Skip drive.
Shit.
Uprooted.
Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? Bit of bad news there, I'm afraid. Your colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space and forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other colonist on the Hope have been in suspended animation for 70 years, give or take. Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes? Unfortunately, I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I'd see it done myself, of course, but the board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my ship is inoperative, but I've managed to hire a smuggler to help you out. He'll be... Oh, I see we're in position. Good luck.
It's an extremely abrupt start. Jesus. You don't know me. You don't know what's going on. When you went to sleep, this is what you were expecting. But in reality, you got fucked. And you might die because of this crazy concoction I gave to you. But hey, let's hope for the best. By the way, you need to help me. Bye. Like, holy shit.
Can you hear me? Is this thing working? Ah, there you are. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the smuggler. His name is Hawthorne, and he should be waiting for you at the landing site. He's to be your chauffeur, so to speak. Not to worry, I'm told he's a specialist. Dashing gunslinger, one-of-a-kind ship, that sort of thing. You'll like him, I'm sure. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor, so I can track your progress. I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck. All the colonists are counting on you.
Should be close by. What in law's name? Is that him? Oh, that idiot. I told him to plant the beacon and move away, not stand there holding it. Oh well, no sense in letting his ship go to waste. Hawthorne won't mind you taking his ship. Better you than the board, huh? Not sure I trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on my head. Shame about the whole squashing thing. Nasty way to go.
Alright, so you're gonna be kind of blowing through the opening of this area, or the opening, area, Edgewater. Like this whole planet, I'm pretty much gonna be kind of breezing through, skipping through dialogue and stuff like that. This is my third time starting a character, my third time doing all that stuff. Yeah, so I'm really just not looking forward to go through sitting there.
You see now, you've been frozen for a while. There's bound bound to be unforeseen side effects.
Really not looking forward to sitting there going through and exploring and searching and everything like that all over again.
You've tried the best now. Now try. Looks like the bleeding stopped. I owe you one. Hope you don't mind.
What happened to you?
We were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp. Then my gun misfired. Just barely scraped by.
You're hiding in a cave and blocked off the exit. You're as good as dead.
Spacer's choice policy. Unless I'm dead. See those canisters?
Intimidate 1. You're an idiot. Give me your gun before you get yourself killed.
Yeah, you sound a... Here, you... All space... Yes, nailed it.
Do you know anything about the well, no, I'm just off. Like I said, maybe speeding through it. A couple of the more important dialogues I'll go through slowly, but like talking to random people and stuff, doing some of the quests, I'm just going to kind of blow through. Because the farthest I've gotten is to the 4th area, which may sound like a lot, but it's really not.
Damn it, my ears! Oh, what just happened? Can you hear me? What in...
Not going to go through that.
This...
Tactical time dilation, done with R1. There we go. Yeah, the tactical time dilation is pretty fun. The slowing it down and everything like that, and then just picking your targets. It's if you've played Fallout, it's not. It's similar to the VAT system, but slightly different. Oop. Damn it, what the hell? How am I not hitting him? Wow. Oh, there you are. I was nailing it. Oh my god. I unlock perfect blocks. When you time your block, just as enemy melee attacks, something will happen. I'm not even sure how to block. Oh, that's not blocking. That's healing. Is it L2? Okay. I know I missed looting somebody. Oh well. That wasn't you. Ah. There we go.
Hey!
Ow.
Get over here before you get yourself killed. Don't know where you came from, String. Gall on that rung leech. I'd slap him with a... You pulling my limb? I mean, yeah. I just, you know.
Intimidate. Guess I'll have to give you a 0 on my customer satisfaction survey.
Seriously? But those marauders will... Ugh. You know what? You're right.
This cracks me up.
It's time we cross those marauders off, find whoever owns that ship, and file a full report. Then it's gonna be fucking laminated.
Fucking laminated. You hear that? Laminated, motherfucker. Hey, she was intense about that.
You hiding?
Nope. Actually, you are. Oh, you already killed the other guy? Okay. It was really weird how they didn't aggro. It was really weird how they didn't aggro until I was like on top of them. Usually once they start firing, they aggro. Yeah, but as you can see, definitely taking a whooping. Survivability is not high. Yeah, this is armor. Slightly better than what I'm wearing. Alright, so let's get on to the ship.
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable... Marauder, please be informed that ignoring me is dangerous for your health. Hello, Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction.
What are you going to do? Self-destruct?
Jettison procedures initiated. Disengage in airlocks. Prepare to eject all boarding parties in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Realize we're on the ground, right?
You are still here. My deception
Her
protocols have
face.
failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment.
I need to get in the ship, yeah, I need to get the ship in the air.
I am incapable of
Excuse me.
accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne.
Hawthorne's dead. I'm sorry. Actually, no, it's being a bit of an ass. Your captain's a red smear under my escape pod.
I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience and for your honesty. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. Do you understand?
Okay, but I'm not Hawthorne. Hawthorne is dead.
I understand. You are speaking metaphorically. You wandered outside this ship and experienced a permanent, life-changing encounter. The old you is dead. Welcome back, Captain Hawthorne. I extend felicitations and congratulations on your life-changing experience.
Great, let's get out of here.
Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced.
Engineering 5. I doubt I'll find a part like that just sitting in a garage.
Astutely observed. However, the probability of locating a power regulator within a worker settlement falls within acceptable parameters of certainty. High-capacity power regulators are sometimes employed in the electrical networks of worker settlements. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new Captain's Identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand?
Captain Hawthorne of the Unreliable. I like it.
Thank you. I appreciate your cooperation. Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time.
And we got our first level. Yeah, skills, level up. Alright, so every other level you get a skill, or every level you get 10 points for your skills, and every other level you get 1 perk. Let's see. For now, I'm going to be focus firing on my science. Actually, no. I want to put... yeah, a few points into my defense, just so I can get the block or the dodge. Like I said, I just love that little dashing ability. It's so much fun. Alright, and from here on, I'm going to be focusing on tech, And then once I hit level 50, because once you hit, because if the skills, if your highest skill in a group is below 50, you have to put any skill points into that whole group. So like tech, does all three of them. Now, medical and science are my two highest stats. Once they hit level 50, I have to actually go through and individually select that skill to get that up any higher. So, for instance, in stealth, hack is my highest skill. So once that hit level 50, I'd have to start individually putting points into hack, sneak, or lockpick. I can't put any more points to stealth, which would increase all of them after that. But once I put in my points, you hit square to apply it, because if you leave it, you lose all that, and you have to come back through and put them in again. Let's go over to perks, selecting perks. Now, because I'm going to be a tank character, one of the things I'm going to want to get early on is 50% base health and +5 to my base armor rating. Now, +5 isn't a whole lot, really, but especially in the late game, it's not going to make much of a difference. It's mainly for the early game. That's where it's really going to matter, or really help out. But for now, let's just get the health. The next one is going to be the armor. And before we actually leave the ship like 801, let's take a look around.
If your equipment is in need of repair or modification, the Crux 2000 workbench is at your disposal, Captain.
Yeah, so that's the workbench. This is where, because your weapons and armor have to be repaired, but they get repaired using weapons and armor parts. You get weapon and armor parts by dismantling weapons and armor. So we go to breakdown, and you can't break down equipped items, so you never have to worry about any items you have equipped breaking or being broken down. And I'm just breaking down everything. And then go over to repair. Now at the workbench, you can only repair items under the repair screen. But I think once you, depending on your skills, you can repair items from like your menu and stuff like that away from the workbench. But hold triangle to repair everything. Here's Tinker. I'm not going to mess with that yet, but as you can see, if I want, I can tinker with this Sentry Saber, get it from the damage. Its DPS is 73, but its flat damage is 36. If I were to raise it one level, I could take it from 36 to 40, and it would cost me 50 bits to do. But if I were to try and modify it again, the value would go up even higher. I'm not going to worry about tinkering with anything until I get my prismatic hammer, so I'm not worried about it. And then modify is you select a weapon, and once you get mods, you can actually start putting things on here, but I don't have any mods yet, so I'm not going to worry about it. And then I'll show this up above real quick. If you want to respec your character, you can by using this.
Want to be a brand new you? Try out our respecification machine. Alex installed it himself, right before he died.
Oh, come on. Now, it costs, the first time you do it, it'll cost 500 bits to respec, but after that, it becomes more expensive. Now, you cannot respec your attributes or the not the perk, but the one disposition thing you pick. Like I picked +1 to dodge. You can't respec that, and I can't respec my attributes. So like my strength, it's always going to be high, very high, no matter what. I can't lower it and put another point into something else. But the points I put into my skills, so like my one-handed melee, two-hand ranged weapons, things like that, you can respec all of those skills at least.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if
Yep,
this
it's
ship
mine
is
now.
yours, well, ma'am, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay.
And attack. No, you won't. Come here. Come here.
Reloading.
Yeah. I hit him in the face and chopped his arm off. Good God, that's intense. I guess better off than that Marauder I hit. Dude vaporized. Where'd she go? Alright. Alright, so as I go through, gotta actually keep an eye out. Because some of the enemy locations will move. I've come up here. Yeah, like that's a dead primal. But these things have been alive, and they tear you apart. They are mean. Got some stuff to sell. That random little box to loot. Oh, hello. And goodbye. No! Come here! God, this weapon is so short it sucks. There we go. Oh, there you are. Damn, I'm about to die. Alright, this is not going well. Woo! Yeah, so as I mentioned back when I was doing my character creation, this build sucks starting off. I'm gonna die a lot, and I'm gonna get the crap beat out of me a lot. But once I get to the second area, like, yeah, it's gonna get ridiculously powerful. Okay, I don't see any primals or anything. Tossball blocker, is that better than what I have? What's mine do? 73 DPS, 44, that's... There we go. Oop. Oop. Son of a... Still trying to get these buttons down. Why won't you unequip that? Oh, it's because I'm holding it. Yeah, equip. Slot 2. There we go. There we go. A lot better than using that sword. Alright, so one thing I've mentioned earlier when I first started is I'm going to be kind of skipping through some of the dialogue options. At least for the less important ones. Simply because this is my third time starting the game with a different character build, and I'm tired of going through Edgewater and exploring and teasing out all the dialogue, so I'm just kind of being more straightforward and just getting to the point. The main quest dialogue I'm not going to be skipping, but like this guy, Silas, yeah, I'm not going to be trying to figure out his backstory and everything. I'm not going to be listening to him.
It's in port. Ain't safe.
Lie 1, nice to meet you. I'm Alex Hawthorne, Captain of the Unreliable.
Pleased to make your name Silas.
Who do I talk to about a power regulator? That's what I need for the
Definitely
ship.
not the junior. If you've got business inquiries, look, you obviously ain't a worker.
Depends on the work. You offering me a job?
Edgewater is a company town. Board-owned. Renting means money.
You want me to collect what's owed to you? I can do that.
4 workers still haven't.
Alright, I'll be back. So yeah, I'm not sure who's watching, if you know anything about the game or not, but this is so messed up. In the game, they have companies pretty much own these towns and these planets, and like with this out here, like people have to pay for their grave sites. And it's one of the reasons why these graves are blocked off. It's so that like people can't just bury him. They have to pay him and have him open up the cage, and then he'll bury the bodies. It's freaking crazy. Come on, load, load, load. Oh my god, this load time. Here we go, finally. Alright, so this is the town of Edgewater. Definitely has the old school, excuse me, an old school Western vibe to it. Just kind of running around because there's random things you can pick up. It'll be like, oh, you discovered this, and here's some experience. I'm just kind of running around trying to gather up any of those. I thought there was more than just that one, huh?
Hey, you hear about Wilson?
I guess not. Well, that was a bit of a waste. Alright, let's talk to the town constable and see what kind of get some missions from her.
Welcome to the space.
Looking for work.
Know how to carry your... Cross them off and bring me there.
Alright, we got 3 bounties to collect, some bandits in the area. We need to kill them and steal their fingers. Which doesn't seem morbid at all. Where is... Oh, there he is. The temple, or church.
Wonder if the plague...
This is the important thing that I need to get out of Edgewater. This is my main companion.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max if you're the sort who prefers brevity. I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling? This season's tossball predictions? The quickest way out of town?
What sort of spiritual advice do you offer?
They who are not satisfied with their work are satisfied with nothing. No? How about, work fortifies the spirit. True exhaustion awaits idle hands.
I was actually asking what your religion was all about.
The OSI teaches that the Grand Architect set a perfect system in motion at the beginning of time. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in that grand plan.
What does OSI stand for?
The Order of Scientific Inquiry, also known as scientism to the layperson.
How do you talk to this Grand Architect? Prayer, meditation, or what?
You don't talk to the Grand Architect. Once the universe was set in motion, it stepped back. It has no concern for us.
Doesn't sound like a very motivational religious philosophy. What's there to aspire to?
We will eventually decode the plan and all its intricacies. Once we are able to deduce the properties of every particle in the universe and its trajectory, we will know everything. The future, the past, each person's place within the plan, all will be laid out before us, removing struggle and bringing peace. No one will ever need question their path again. Some even believe this ultimate knowledge will unlock mankind's true potential, and we will all become akin to Grand Architects ourselves, after a fashion.
That's kind of culty. Like, yeah, you come with us, and you believe what we believe, and you can become a god too. Just a simple little donation, and you're on your way, I guess. Yeah, that seems unlikely.
I would love to discuss the finer points of my religion with you. Oh, wait. No, I wouldn't. Seriously, though, to truly understand the metaphysics involved takes years of study and contemplation.
I'm looking for a power regulator.
Mechanical tomfoolery is well out of my purview. I suggest you take such matters to Mr. Thompson in the cannery. Oh, and a word of warning. If you're considering wandering around outside the safety of the town, you'd best be cautious.
I've been outside. I'm not impressed. And I can handle myself better than a vicar.
The marauders I met when I ventured outside the walls might agree with you. Bastards snuck up on me while I was dutifully hunting for a banned book in a collector's library. Barely escaped with my life. But you see, one of the reasons I transferred here was to get my hands on that heretical text. If you managed to acquire it for me, I'd pay quite a handsome sum for the book.
A handsome sum, you say? Tell me more.
So you'll consider it? I do appreciate you hearing me out, and, your discretion. It's a handwritten journal, a faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious?
Why would a vicar be after a banned heretical book?
I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption.
Make a compelling argument. You have to move it forward.
Eye to eye.
I'll look for your book.
Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
All right. So, what the hell is I stuck on? Oh, maybe that chair. Yeah, so the vicar is the main companion I want to keep with me. He has a skill that affects the whole party, and it makes anybody's science weapon deal a bonus 20% damage. And as I mentioned, this build is based around using a science weapon, so that's kind of important to my character. Extra 20% damage is pretty nice. It's pretty nice.
The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Don't apologize. Just try using small words for me.
The can's bust open in the oven because she's set to cook saltuna, which isn't what we've got. Mr. Thompson? I think there's someone here to see you.
Focus, Miss Holcomb. You and I are still talking. Let's start over. Walk me through the process. Show me where it's going awry.
Well, sure. It's, mostly on account of what we're feeding into the mechanism.
It puts food in cans. We have food, we have cans. Why won't it work like we need?
She's expecting saltuna of a certain size. We're filling the cans with, well, not fish.
So what are you filling them with?
Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself.
Reed, I was told I should talk to you.
I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I must say, wearing a Marauder's outfit is in very poor taste. I do wish you'd show your uniform a little more respect.
I don't work for Spacer's Choice.
Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
My ship needs repairs. I'm looking for a power regulator.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing.
That's what she said.
I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process.
Let's hear it.
There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way.
When you say mostly abandoned, what do you mean?
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there.
I don't think these people will take kindly to losing their power.
No, I do not imagine they will be pleased. But like a parent disciplining an unruly child, you will be doing them a kindness. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home.
Why?
Edgewater is struggling. We haven't hit our production quota in years. If we don't meet our quotas this year, the company might shut us down for good. I need those workers back at their stations.
I've seen Edgewater. I don't blame those workers for walking out. Yeah, this place sucks.
Neither do I. The fault was entirely mine. I pushed them too hard. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
It's a hell of a way to convince them to come back. Not to apologize, hand us some kind of peace offering, compromise. Come to some kind of middle ground and work things out. Nah, fuck it. I'm gonna turn off you guys' power and kill you if you stay out there. That's the way to do it. I can't make any promises.
Of course, I understand completely. Here, let me give you the passcode to the geothermal plant. A sign of good faith for so politely listening to me as I ramble on.
Are you setting off for the Vale? Because I know my way around. I mean, in case you want a guide. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you.
Sure, I could use the company.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Yeah, that's pretty intense to ask a complete stranger to kill off a community of people. Yeah, I got a companion, which is going to be borderline useless to my build, but there'll be a bullet sponge. Yeah, toe tap and elevator music. Yeah, so when I was building this character, I talked about companions. I only want one companion, and that's Vicar Max, who I still need to complete his mission. So he's just sitting in the church waiting for me to find his book. The other character you can use for this build, you can use anybody you want, but I tend to like Pravati, so I keep her around with me.
Sorry, you just want to get out of here, and you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale.
This is about the deserters, so what's the other side of it?
To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left.
Let's see. How well did you know the deserters? You worked with them? You were friends, or what?
I don't know anybody well. I mostly listened to them talk, kept my head down. There was a boy named Thomas who used to follow me around, asking questions about the stuff I fixed. He was real sweet to me. Not any sort of dissident.
Did you know this Adelaide Reed mentioned?
Miss McDevitt? Oh, gosh, no. She was a real important person. A flavorist. Made all the food taste decent. She used to work up in the big office with Mr. Thompson. All I know is she left after her son died. It was a real big to-do. I could hear them both yelling clear from my own place.
You can't leave it at that. Why were Reed and Adelaide arguing?
Can't say as I know. I wasn't there. The sound carried, but not the words. If Mr. Thompson ain't of a mind to tell you his own self, you'd best ask Miss McDevitt, if you can get out to her.
I can't leave anybody for wanting to leave. This town's got issues.
Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
I suppose it couldn't hurt. We'll stop by.
Thanks, ma'am. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Alright, so I've got a little bit of inside knowledge on this from my other builds. So I'm going to try and save some time for the future mission. And yep, here it is. That is the Engineering Volume 2. There's a character we meet later on, and he wants us to find those 3 of those. 2 of them, we have an idea of the location, but the third one they don't know about. And that's one of them. So it just helps save a little bit of time. So, actually, since we're here, let's switch to this mission. Oh, wait, that's not the right one. There we go. Small grave matter. Because this is one of the people we need to talk to for the mission.
You the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy.
Gravesite fees. I'm here to collect.
Shit. Silas still on about that. Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment.
These papers aren't signed in your name.
Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill.
That's kind of you. Wait, yet you have to pay your neighbor's gravesite fees?
If you're not familiar with board law, you ought to be. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker.
You said this guy shot himself?
Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable.
It must be tough losing a family.
Eugene wasn't family.
I think you said you were his closest living relative.
Yeah, I was the closest living person relative to his body at time of death. I'm the one who found him, you see, so I pay the fines.
So fucked up.
Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism.
You can't be serious.
I'm plenty serious. In fact, I'm a little upset Eugene didn't think things through. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice.
He was a person, not an asset.
Well, excuse you. I'll have you know, Eugene was an asset to us all. May his atoms be commended to the law. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives.
Alright, see you later. That's so messed up. Having to pay... forcing somebody who just worked with the guy to have to pay for everything just because they simply found him first. Like, this world they build is so effed up. Alright, let's talk to... who's in here? Oh, this is the crazy... Yep, the crazy guy.
Yes, Mr. Thompson. Oh, sweet merciful law.
Handguns 1. Wave your gun. Hand over all your bits.
Please don't kill me. I still gotta pay my gravesite fee. Wait a second. I heard... Well, you tell Mr...
So as I mentioned, I'm going to speed through some of this, and I haven't really been yet, so I'm going to start doing that now. Perception, you want to tell me what's got you so nervous?
Some sort of...
I'm here to collect your gravesite fees.
Silas knows, doesn't...
Lie 1, you told me everything. How long do you think you keep the secret like that?
Sounds like he's already told you. You may as well hear it from me. I'm dying.
Don't say that, Mr. Aberneth.
I'd steer clear, It's plague. Has to be.
You're being paranoid. Oh, wait. I'm sure it's all very tragic and heartbreaking. Pay me so I can get out of here.
I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from...
How can I help?
There's a cache of anthracillin tucked. I need you to break it.
I'll do it.
You oblige me with your haste.
You're taking an awful risk trusting me, you know.
I know that. But Reed would have wrote me up. Constable.
I'll leave you be.
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy. Excuse me. I'm Esther Blaine, Spacer's Choice Actuary. I overheard your talk with Abernathy. Abernathy is a well-known hypochondriac.
Medical 5. He's got symptoms of something. You're saying it's psychosomatic?
All I'm saying is Abernathy's worked in this town longer than some of us. How do I put this gently?
What do you need it for?
I probably shouldn't.
Let me persuade 15. Let me worry about that.
All right. Here's a summary. Can't reach out to corp.
Abernathy's paying me for my trouble. Can you match his offer?
I'm paid better than Abernathy.
I'll think about it.
That's all I can...
Alright, so yeah, this guy wants me to go out and buy medicine, but he's going to keep the medicine all for himself. The town's in the middle of a plague, and they could really use the medicine. So, better off trying to get the medicine for the town.
Oh, I cut my own hair. But Conrad said...
Merciful. Please don't... Physical height.
Intimidate 5. I can show you my hands.
No, thank you. I'm Conrad. You will also report to me in the event...
Silas sent me to collect your dues.
Ah.
You mean you're broke?
As broke, I
don't care. Pay up.
With what? Tell Silas I can't afford to pay.
Hang on. Oh, just give Silas an IOU.
Not a bad idea. Your idea?
I'll let you know if I think of anything. Alright, so this guy can't pay up. I'm going to steal from him. But he actually can. That note we just read talked about one of the people who died had gold teeth and stealing the gold teeth and selling it. And now that I know that, it changes some of the dialogue with him. Persuade 1. Wait. Medical 10. You sound like you've had some training. I know a thing or two about medicine.
Oh?
Only if we use the term doctor loosely.
I...
Persuade 1. I know about Eugene. Why not use his teeth as collateral for your gravesite fees?
You know about Eugene?
Found a note from Phyllis.
Then, you know Eugene's...
I'm sure he won't miss them.
That's unthinkable. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man...
Are you asking rhetorically? Because if you're being serious...
Desperate measures. I'm going to have to ask Silas to dig up those teeth.
I don't care. I'm just here to collect your dues.
Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my
I'm told Eugene killed himself. What happened?
Eugene was not a suicide. He put a bullet in his brain, yes. I was the one who prepared Eugene's body for interment. I discovered symptoms of the plague on his corpse. And Eugene overdosed on adrenatime, which is known to cause psychosis and paranoia as possible side effects. The paranoia...
So the town never had to pay a penalty.
We can all thank our lucky stars that young Eugene was hopped up on medication and suffered its predictable... I included it all in my official report. I'd like to think I saved Edgewater a great deal of money. We never...
Oh, so that's what happened with Eugene. Alright, and then let's check out the map. Okay, there's a door right in front of me. Yeah, because when you're in a town or a building, and you have to go through a loading screen to follow a quest. The game just points you to the closest one, or the closest exit. It doesn't actually point you in the most direct path, which is very frustrating because there's been times where it's walked me, or where I haven't been paying attention, walked out of town just to find out I actually need to go to the opposite direction. So I either have to go back through town, which means going through 2 more loading screens, or just straight up run all the way around town. Either way, not fun. So before I actually leave a town, I check the map to see if I'm on the right path, which I'm not on the right path. That's the other thing I forgot. You see this town has 3 exits, so it's like a T intersection. You got one going to 2 straight across from each other, and then 1 that intersects those. But when it shows the map of the town, it's not true to this map. This map shows the top of the T going at an angle. But when you look at it in the actual town, it shows the top of the T going straight across. So if you're not paying attention, it's easy to confuse these two on which one's which. Which is what I just did. Oh, excuse me. So as I said, I'm going to be kind of blowing through the town a bit. I'm not going to be sitting here searching all the buildings and stuff. I might do some of it off camera because I can get some good resources that really help out, mods, money,
in every Sunday noon. Now they only come but once a month.
and that kinds of stuff. I'm definitely not going to waste time doing it on camera. I mainly want to do just missions on camera and leave exploration and stuff off camera.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon?
What are you babbling about?
The war. I'm talking about...
Yeah, we gotta watch out for those mechanicals.
That's right. Auto-mechanicals. When the swarms of mechanicals come
Silas sent me. You owe him your gravesite fees.
I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the...
Ooh, excuse me. Whew. If your resistance needs another gun, I am for hire.
I've been gathering up a war chest over the years. Saltuna cans, mostly. Some Spacer's Chaw. Few bit cards. I'll reward you for your aid.
Persuade 5. Proper armies pay enlistment fees.
Enlistment fees? Yeah, I suppose. Wouldn't want to give the resistance a bad name.
What have you done? Excuse me,
They have sent a scout. Prowling around the junkyard. The scout must...
I'll let you be. Alright, so... Silas's mission... Yep, is all done. So let's go turn that in. Then after that... Go and, brain fart. Work with, that guy to take on the auto mechanicals. I can't stop yawning, I'm sorry.
Hey, Miss Parvati. Come. Lovely to see you about, Miss...
Things going all right?
Been keeping him carefully. Best to ask her yourself.
My dad's buried here. Silas watches over him when I can.
That's none of my business.
Something I can do?
About those fees you wanted.
You run into any trouble?
I'm all done. Paperwork, fees, and signatures.
Reliable work from a freelancer.
For Sway's 6, I went out of my way for you.
And I'll buy you a drink sometime.
I was hoping for something more tangible.
Suppose you've earned it. One good turn deserves another.
Abernathy was trying to hide his own illness.
Abernathy was...
He was convinced you knew.
What? No. I needed it.
That's all for now. Level 3. Alright, so... Oh yeah, tech. Ow, had to pop my knee. Ouch. Dumping it right into tech. Because like I said, I want to get that science maxed out as fast as possible. That way, once I get my weapon, I'm dealing as much damage. I'm pretty much going to be dealing as much damage as I possibly can without tweaking the weapon to improve that itself. I'll take care of die robot on the way back. Yeah, let's do this one. You're going to be doing the missions in an odd order, because I'm going to go up and hit that. And then I believe that's the geothermal plant, so I'm not going to touch that. I'll skip around it and hit up here. Then cut back down and do some missions over here. Go back up, go in here. And then I'll go over here and finish up some missions. And then on the way back down, turn in some missions. There'll be a mission over here I can do. And then I'll turn in a bunch of these missions and head out to do the main story. But, oh man, excuse me. I think I'm just going to wrap this up for now. Tomorrow I'm going to be streaming some more. And I'm going to be streaming a lot more. I have got plenty of time and not much to do. So I'll be streaming on and off for all day tomorrow. I'm only going to be stopping to take short breaks, go for walks. Not go for a walk, but like get up, move around and stuff. But you can expect me to be streaming multiple times throughout the day. So I will see you later.